Hello ladies and gentlemen, my name's Wraith, and today I'm going to be going over the faction of the Serpent Horde. One of my favourite factions. I absolutely love their aesthetic, I love their playstyle, and they just look fantastic. I'm on here on Tabletop Simulator, mainly because I was playing a game on here anyway, but I thought I might try it a bit different. Instead of showing you photos, I could show you the 3D models that the amazing modders have managed to put into this game, so we can play during the lockdown kind of that we're experiencing here in the UK. I don't know if you are, but we are. So it has been a godsend. And let's just jump straight on in. So, what is the army bonus for this? Well, we've got the Scorpion Sting. The Serpent Horde army may have 50% of its warriors armed with a bow, and on top of that, all Haradrim warriors and raiders may apply the poison weapon special rule to all their weapons. Absolutely fantastic. Most of the things have poison weapons anyway, so I wouldn't worry too much if you're thinking, oh no, my Haradrim King won't have it. He does. Okay, well, he does on his bow anyway. Yeah, army composition, really quickly going over. We've got the Betrayer, who is from the Mordor section, but he is also part of the Serpent Horde, so you can bring him with this army. And I'd say he's a must-have, but I'll get through that in a second. We've got the Golden King, Harashin, Haradrim Kings, Haradrim Chieftains, Haradrim Taskmasters, War Mummuks of Harad, Haradrim Warriors, Haradrim Raiders, Serpent Guard, Serpent Riders, and Watchers of Kana, with of course the Fat Man, the Merchant Guard. Okay, absolutely fantastic roster, and it gives you a lot to work with. Now, what I'm going to be going over in this video is I'm going to go over quickly their profiles and my opinion on them really quick. At the end, I'll go over how competitive I think they are, and then I'll give you a list idea that I run. And I'm going to try and do this with all the factions. I'll try and update my previous faction videos when I can, but it comes with competitive list building for the faction, or what's good. So, here we go. First profile. Our first profile is, of course, Suladan, the Serpent Lord. 100 points for this guy, and he is a hero of legend. Absolutely fantastic. He is movement 6, fight 5, 4+ shoot value, strength 4, defense 5, 3 attacks, 3 wounds, courage 5, 3 might, 3 will, and 1 fate. Not too bad, not too bad. He's got armor, sword, and the Serpent Banner. Now, the Serpent Banner is fantastic because it's a 6-inch banner, and on top of that, he does not suffer the -1 penalty to the dual rolls for carrying it. He's also got a banner, so it's not like Aragon where he counts as a banner. He has got a banner, so you will get victory points for this. Absolutely brilliant. Heroic actions, he's got Resolve, March, Strike, and Challenge. He's got Strike, which is very good, and March, which is very, very good. Options, Armoured Horse for 15, and Bow with Poisoned Arrows for 15. My opinion is you definitely give him a horse. Without a doubt, you give him a horse. And he's got a poison sword, so he is rerolling 1s to wound. And he's also got a 12-inch standfast rather than 6. Now, he is a must-take in a list if you can afford him. He's only 100 points, so you should be able to, and he's brilliant. 6-inch banner alone makes him fantastic, but on top of that, he's not too bad. He comes with Strike, and he's got 3 points of might. You can't really go wrong with him. Moving on to our next profile. And here we have the Haradrim King. 60 points, so leader for your guys, hero of fortitude. If you're playing quite a small points game or you needed the extra points of might, he's fight 5, 4+ shoot value, strength 4, defense 5, 2 attacks, so 1 less attack than the Suladan. He's got 2 wounds, so 1 less than previously mentioned. Courage 5, 2 might, 2 will, and 1 fate. So yeah, he's missing stuff on his stat line, but he's a lot cheaper. Well, 40 points cheaper. He comes with armor and a sword. He has heroic march, which is fantastic, and heroic strength. He can have a horse for 10, a bow with poisoned arrows for 5, and a war spear for 5. Obviously, he's probably worth... I'd give him a war spear if you're getting him a horse anyway, because strength 4 plus 1 to wound is pretty good. Pretty good. Yeah, he's not bad. I've never run him myself because I'm quite happy with the heroes that I do run. There are better options in my opinion. But if you want a cheap hero, this guy's for you if you can find the model. And here we have the Golden King of Abrakan. He is an absolutely wacky model. I love him. I bought him for the model, mainly. Okay, I've run him in 2 games, but I've bought him for the model. He is, 130 points, Hero of Valor. What do you get with this guy? Well, he is Fight 4, 4+ shoot value, Strength 4, Defense 5, 4 attacks, 4 wounds, Courage 4, 2 might, 6 will, 2 fate. And yeah, basically, the Golden King and his bearers are represented by a single model with a combined profile shown above. So, there are component parts that cannot be attacked or wounded separately. Once the Golden King has reduced 0 wounds, you just take him from play. Okay, that's pretty much it. You've got war gear, 2-handed weapons, okay, and the Golden Throne itself. So the Golden Throne is exactly like Suladan's banner, Serpent Banner. It is a 6-inch banner. Oh, sorry, it's just a banner. It's not a 6-inch banner. However, it does not hinder the Golden King from carrying it in any way. He does not suffer the -1 penalty for carrying it. So this one is a 3-inch banner, which I think makes him way too expensive. Way too expensive. Sure, he's got 4 attacks at +1 to wound, but I don't know. He's got Heroic Resolve, and he's got Burly Special Rule for his 2 carriers. They've got to be burly if they're swinging swords and carrying this guy at the same time. Now, I think this is where he makes up for his points, which is why he's quite expensive. But the Golden King may spend any number of will points. He's got 6. Whenever an enemy hero takes a courage test within 12 inches of him, the target model's courage value is reduced by 1 for each point of will the Golden King spends. Yeah, that's pretty crazy. The Golden King may even wait for the courage test to be rolled before choosing whether to expend any will points. After the Golden King has reduced the target's courage value, you can still alter it with might or will. That can be big, because if you've got some kind of hero of legend or whatever, someone with stand fast, and they only just pass the courage test, you can spend a bunch of will. Because I don't know if it's been FAQ'd, and let me know if it does, but it says you can wait until they've taken their will test. But say you've got, I don't know, Gil-galad, for example. Sure, he passes the first one for free, but the next one is within 12 inches of him. You can then reduce him by 6, no matter what he rolls. Okay, and you can watch him and he rolls a 3, and you reduce him by 6. Do you get where I'm going with this? So he cannot pass, even if he spends like everything to try and keep him on the board. If he spent no will and no fate for the no will and no might for the whole game. But that looks like a one-shot thing to me. I mean, sure, you can alter like every now and then to stop people from charging things that are scary, but I think it's okay. Let me know if you had any good luck with him. Moving on. Here we have the Harashin. 80 points, and boy, I tell you, these guys are amazing. In my opinion, I think they're absolutely fantastic. They are Fight 5, which is reasonable, 3+ shoot value. They're Strength 4, Defense 4, 3 attacks, Wounds 2, Courage 4, 1 might, 1 will, but 3 fate. So they're not easy to take down. They've got daggers, throwing daggers, and a blowpipe. That's crazy. A lot of war gear. They've got Heroic Strike, which is fantastic, and Heroic Defense to make them even tougher. And the special rule that makes them what they are is Bane of Kings, so they're re-rolling all failed wounds, and Stalk Unseen. So if they're obscured in any way by terrain, they cannot be targeted over 6 inches away by spells, charges, shooting, anything like that. Absolutely fantastic, and they can never be trapped while still standing. That's also very good. These guys for 80 points are fantastic, an absolute steal. Hero of Fortitude, can't recommend them enough. They have taken out people they shouldn't take out. They've taken out Gil-galad for me, they've taken out Strider, they've taken out, you name it, they've probably taken it out. I usually run 2 of them in my lists of full Harad, because they come, you get 2 in the box. But yeah, that's it. Next. Here we've got the Haradrim Chieftain, 50 points. This is your cheapest chips hero, okay? This is your captain. And they're exactly what I expect a captain to be. Hero of Fortitude, they are Fight 4, 4+ shoot value, Strength 4, Defense 5, 2 attacks, 2 wounds, Courage 4, 2 might, 1 will, 1 fate. Standard captain loadout. Armour, War Spear, and a sword. They come with a War Spear. They've got access to Heroic March, and you can give them a horse for 10 points and a bow with poisoned arrows for 5 points. Absolutely worth bringing a war spear. Well, sticking on a horse. He becomes 60 points. So if you got the points, 60 points spare, why not? Why not at all? But if you want a cheap guy on foot to heroic march your troops across the board, absolutely for you. Yeah, what can I say? He's a captain. Low defense, but everything's got low defense in this. Moving on. We have got the War Mimic of Harad. Right, I'm going to go over quite quickly for this because this guy's got a lot of rules. And yeah, if you really want to know more about him, check out my full Mimic video I did. Yeah, that's probably your best bet. But 275 points. For a Hero Fortitude, you get the War Mimic itself and a Haradrim commander with armor and a war spear. And that's the Warband's captain, is the Mimic. He's the Warband's captain. The commander's stats are move 6, fight 4, 4+ shoot value, strength 4, defense 5, 2 attacks, 2 wounds and courage 4, 2 might, 1 will, 1 fate. Captain. It's got heroic march. Fantastic. Absolutely fantastic for this war beast. Because yes, you can heroic march, you can war drum, and you still get your impact hits. The Mimic, it's got a movement of 8, fight 4, 5+ shoot value, but Mimics don't shoot. Strength 9, defense 7, 3 attacks, 10 wounds, courage 2. That's a lot of wounds. And the Howdar's defense 9, 5 wounds. So they can target the Howdar. I think it's a battlefield target, so yeah, be careful of that. Its Howdar's got a capacity of 12 models in addition to the commander, so 13 in total. The only model that may ride within the Howdar are Haradrim Warriors, Serpent Guard, and Watchers of Karna. You can give them Gnarled Hide for 30 points, which is defense 8. You can have a Muhad or Mahud Beastmaster Chieftain for 25 points, and basically what it gives you is, I think, higher, he's strength 5, he's defense 5, which is same defense, still 2 attacks, still 2 wounds, courage 5, so 1 higher courage, but you get an extra point of might, extra point of will, and extra point of fate. But 25 points, is it worth it? Yeah, probably for the courage, without a doubt, actually. You can give them rocks for 20 points. Rocks are fantastic. They're basically, you get to throw. They're a shooting attack, range of 8 inches and strength of 6, that people in a Howdar can throw over the edge. And you've got the Sigils of Defense for 20 points. Now, the Sigils of Defense, you gain the resistance, models in the Howdar gain resistance to magic special rule. Additionally, every time a model in the Howdar suffers a wound, roll a d6. On a 6, you get basically a fate save, so like a fury save, which is not bad. Tusk weapons, 20 points. Absolutely give them tusk weapons, without a doubt. Tusk weapons are absolutely fantastic, and basically what they do is you inflict 4 strength 9 hits when it tramples rather than 3. Trust me, the extra dice helps. Okay, nothing worse than rolling like 3 2s. It's horrendous. Foul Temperament, 15 points. Foul Temperament, I've never brought, not seen it worth it. The Mimic has an attack increased to 4, however, it will suffer -1 to all its courage test. Yeah, no, I'm okay with that. No, thank you. No minuses to this guy's courage. It's not worth it, trust me, guys. And you've got Rappling Lines for 10 points. So basically, with the Rappling Lines, you can, abseil down with your guys in the Howdar. So models in the Howdar may attempt to dismount from the Mimic during the movement phase. You roll a d6 for each model that attempts to dismount. Basically, on a 1, the rope snaps, and they suffer the full damage from the top, where they would climb down to. On the 2+, they get to dismount and placed into base contact with the Mimic. Yeah, and they can still charge, but they may not make shooting attacks. That's the Mimic. Is he competitive? Absolutely, probably not. No, you can make him semi-competitive in the video I mentioned before. I will try to remember to put a link in the description down below for that, of how to run it, but you do need the Gondor War supplement for it to work in its full effect. To make it work in this effect, you just make sure there's a war horn on the table, pretty much. Anyway, moving on. Well, not moving on, because I forgot to mention he's also causes terror, because he's a big scary elephant. And the trample, in case you don't know what that is every time you move into base contact with another model, you roll however many dice. In this case, it's 3 dice that are resolved as strength 9 hits. Okay? And if you kill that model, You get to keep moving. And this process stops until you run out of movement or the model in base contact with you fails, you don't kill, and then you just count as charging them. Awesome presence, friendly Haradrim and Mahud models within 3 inches of this model may reroll a single d6 when making dual rolls. But what's awesome about that is if you've got a banner on the table, you can essentially roll 2 dice if your guy has 2 attacks. So like Watchers of Karnal, 2 swords, they can roll both dice. Suladan, the Serpent Lord, can roll 2 of his dual dice. Very nice. And that's it for the Mumuk. The Taskmaster, Haradrim Taskmaster, 50 points. Okay, he's absolutely fantastic. Well, he can be, right? If you've got quite a few captains about and you're worried about your might, bring this bloke. He is a hero of fortitude, so he can lead troops. He's fight 4, 4+ shoot value, strength 4, defense 5, 2 attacks, 2 wounds, courage 4, 1 might, 1 will, 1 fate. So he's a slightly less good captain. But what does he bring? He's got armor, club, and a whip. A whip is like, I think, a 3-inch throwing weapon, I want to say. It's like strength 2. It's absolutely trash, so don't expect to kill anything with your whip. You're going to club people to death. But he's got the special rule, whip the masters. Or whip of the masters. He doesn't whip the masters. Wow. Each time a friendly model within 6 of him from the same army list, including the Taskmaster himself, so he can whip himself, attempts a heroic move, heroic march, or heroic shoot, roll a d6 on the 4+, they may call the heroic action without expending the might. Absolutely fantastic. So, you want to stick this guy near a captain or something like that, and that essentially brings you up to 3 might, 2 points for the captain, 1 point for him to call heroic marches, and heroic moves, things like that. Absolutely fantastic, because mobility is absolutely essential with this army. But that's all I've got to say. I would include him, absolutely. Moving on. Here we go. We have got the core of your army, probably the most important models of your army, the Haradrim Warrior. 6 points, absolutely dirt cheap. But don't forget, if you're running with the army bonus, keep the green allies going on, or just go pure Serpent Horde. They've all got poison, okay, for all their attacks. They're move 6, all of them are move 6 pretty much, if they're not on a horse or a mummock, so that's why I'm skipping over it. Fight 3, so standard trooper fight value, 4+ shoot value, which is not bad, better than an orc. Strength 3, defense 4, which is trash, 1 attack, 1 wound, courage 3, so your standard trooper pretty much. They come with armor and a dagger. Options, Warhorn for 30 points. Warhorn is absolutely fantastic, +1 courage army-wide. If you bring them a mummock, bring a Warhorn. Without doubt, you've already put like nearly 300 points into this mummock. You don't want it to run away too easily or run amok. But it's useful for other things as well. Banner, 25 points. If you're not running Suladan or the Golden King, at least bring a banner. And bow with poison arrows for 1 point. Yeah, you're going to see a lot of them. If you're playing this faction correctly, in my opinion, you are going to be seeing a lot of bows, because it's part of your army bonus. It's part of their playstyle. And a spear for 1 point. Okay. I've never seen anyone run them bare bones, ever. But you can. The option is there. I don't think you don't even get a model for bare bones Haradrim, so have fun with that. Yeah, absolutely essential, absolutely competitive. So cheap, 7 points for these guys with bows with poison. It's absolutely disgusting. And I love it. But yeah, swiftly moving on. Here we have it. We have got Haradrim Raiders, 11 points a guy. Okay, they are absolutely fantastic. I'll put it this way, if I was going to do a fully mounted force, it would be for Serpent Horde. Without a doubt. Sure, you could play Rivendell, but everyone knows about the Rivendell fully mounted Elrond and his knights list. Fully mounted Rohan, you fully expect that, but do you fully expect an evil fully mounted? No, probably not. Probably because it wouldn't work too well, but I think it can. Anyway, enough of that. They are movement 6, but they're not. They're cavalry, so they're movement 10. I don't know. They're definitely not movement 6. Otherwise, they are definitely trash. They're fight 3, 4+ shoot value, strength 3, defense 4, 1 attack, 1 wound, courage 3. They come with armor, dagger, and a horse. So they come with a horse. So you got movement 10. It threw me off a little bit. It said movement 6 there. It was a bit weird. You can give them a banner for 25 points. Sure, if you need one. You give them a bow with poison arrows for 1 point, or a war spear for 1 point. If you're running these guys, spend a point on them to give them a war spear, or bow with poison arrows. It is worth it. I have had, I think, up to 10 of these guys running around the board with the Betrayer, firing out poisoned arrow shots, and it was absolutely devastating for the enemy. It works so well, because you can get flanking round, start shooting banners, pinging off here. They're really good. Yeah, really, really good. Yeah, that's them. Moving on. Hello. There we go. We've got Serpent Guard. Okay, 8 points for these guys. They are Fight 4, 4+ shoot value, Strength 3, Defense 4, 1 attack, 1 wound, Courage 3. Come with armor and a spear, and it is a poisoned spear. 8 points. I do not recommend these guys in any way, shape or form for you. They are too expensive for +1 fight value. There are much better ways to get fight value onto your table. If you are absolutely dying to run pure Serpent Horde and you want Fight 4 because you don't want to go too hordy, you want to outfight some people, sure, bring some. But A, they're expensive money-wise, and B, they're expensive point-wise, because, yeah, there's no point. I don't know. It's hard to say. To be fair, they're all right, because they come with the spear. If they didn't come with the spear, they wouldn't be worth it. But they are worth it, I guess. Who knows? It's up to you. And then, obviously, next to them, we have got the Serpent Raider. Exactly the same as the guy, but he's got a horse. And he comes with a poisoned war spear. Now that is what I'm talking about. A poisoned war spear is absolutely devastating. Right, Fight 4, Strength 3, poisoned war spear, rerolling 1 to wound. I can get behind that. Absolutely. That's enough said. Let me know what you think of these guys, but I've always stuck with the old Haradrim Warriors because A, they're cheaper money-wise, and B, I can get slightly more of them. And here we go. We've got Watchers of Karna. Absolutely fantastic models, absolutely fantastic unit. I don't leave home without them. Okay, they are Fight 4, okay, 3+ shoot value, fantastic. They're Strength 3, Defense 3, which is a shame, but they've got 1 attack, 1 wound, Courage 3. They come with a sword, but you must choose from one of the following options, which is free, and you only pick one of them. You've got bow with poisoned arrows for free, or twin blades for free. Twin blades give you 2 attacks rather than just the 1. They've got resistance to magic, hatred, spirits, so they're +1 to wound against spirits, which is insane. And Steely Nerve, they get a +2 bonus to their courage test they must make for charging the enemy with the Terror special rule. Additionally, Watchers of Karna receive a bonus of +2 to their courage when models with the Blades of the Dead special rule make strikes against them. So against Army of the Dead, they are actually defense 5 essentially, which is really good, to be fair. Really, really good. For an evil model, absolutely. Now, I've had very good success with these guys with running the 2 blades. Okay, so if you've got 2 blades and then you've got the spears, the normal Haradrim spears behind them, you're throwing at 3 attacks that are poisoned, and you do quite well, and they're 5/4 at that point. On the flip side, Mumuk, loaded out with Watchers of Karna with the bows. You give them bows because they're on a howler. They can shoot at a distance. Anyone gets too close, they can throw the rocks down that are strength 6, and they're all hitting on 3s. Crazy. Now, on to the last unit. Here we have it. We have the Abrakan Merchant Guard. 9 points, okay? They are Fight 4, 4+ shoot value, Strength 4, which is fantastic. They're Defense 4, 1 attack, 1 wound, Courage 3. They've got a 2-handed sword with Burly. It's crazy. They are so strong. Okay, I absolutely love them. I don't leave home without some of these because being at Strength 4, Fight 4 with Burly and a 2-handed sword is crazy. It's really, really good, and I absolutely love it. Yeah, can't say anything else apart from that. So happy days. Move on to the competitive side. But of course, before I do any of that, I'm not going to miss out the Betrayer. The Betrayer is absolutely fantastic. Seriously, one of my favourite Wraiths. Well, he's only really amazing with his force, I think. Well, actually, he works quite well with Farharad as well. But the Betrayer is 120 points, like all the named Wraiths. But what are his stats? He's a hero of Valor. He is Movement 6, Fight 5, 4+ shoot value, Strength 4, Defense 8, 1 attack, 1 wound, Courage 6. He's got 2 might, 14 will, and 2 fate. Heavy armor, sword. He's got heroic channeling. You can give him an armoured Felbeast for 70, Felbeast for 50, or a horse for 10. Playing more points, give him a horse. You can give him a Felbeast, but I never have. He's got Bane of Kings, which could be a good reason to give him a Felbeast, maybe, but it doesn't activate on the Felbeast attacks, so you tell me how that works. I think you can swap it out. So you can take the attack profile of the Warbeast and use it on him. I don't know. I'm pretty sure you can. But he's alright on a Felbeast. I just never have used him on a Felbeast because he's usually stood with archers or spearmen sometimes. He's got Harbinger of Evil, giving them -1 12-inch -1 courage aura. Causes terror, Will of Evil, so if he runs out of will, he dies. Master of Poisons, this is why I bring him. And his spells. But he's got a 6-inch aura where he can spend 1 of his will points, and everyone within that 6-inch aura may reroll failed wound rolls made with poisoned weapons. So all failed wounds, not just ones, which makes him disgusting. He's crazily good. He's so good. He comes with Drain Courage, 12-inch 3+, Transfix, 12-inch 4+, Compel, 12-inch 5+, Instill Fear, 3-inch 5+, Sap Will, 12-inch 5+, Black Dart, 12-inch 6+. Now, he is fantastic for being an anti-hero, the combination of Sap Will and Transfix. So if you Sap Will a hero, they could spend will. If you roll a 6 on it, they could spend 1 or 2 points of will to try and resist it, but you still shave off 2 points of will. If they don't resist it, they've got a chance of losing all 3 because it's a d6 roll. And the best case scenario is they sacrifice 1 or 2 of their will points and fail it anyway. And then they're free to transfix all day long. And yeah, you can just shut down most heroes, because most heroes only have like 3 will, the beat stick heroes, Aragorn, so on and so on. He's a must include. Do not leave home without the Betrayer if you're running this faction. Do not. I'll zoom in to make my point clear. Do not leave without this model. Anyway, moving on. So here we have it. Here is an example of a 650 point list that I ran with these guys and won a local event with. Okay, it was quite a while ago when the game firstly came out, but it was phenomenal. They did so well. So well. Okay, so we'll start with the leader, who is the Suladan, Serpent Lord, on horseback, bringing his glorious banner. Okay, in front of him we have got 9 Watchers of Arcanas with 2 swords, and then we've got 9 spearmen, Haradrim warriors with spears, supporting them. Each combat they'll be throwing out 3 attacks at fight 4 with poison weapons with the ability to reroll ones, or if within 6 inches of the Betrayer, reroll all failed wounds. Very scary. Talking to the Betrayer's over here, leading a max warband full of Haradrim archers, and we've got the 50% bow limit so we can do it, and they're all rocking poison bows. So when he pops his aura ability, they're re-rolling all failed wounds, hitting on 4s. Yeah, re-roll, only shrink 2, but they're re-rolling to wound, and trust me, they take things down. And then here is my cavalry. We have got just a Haradrim Chieftain. He's mounted with his war spear, which he comes with. He hasn't got a bow, but we have got a full 9 guys, 9 Haradrim riders with war spears, and they're poisoned war spears, so it's pretty scary, pretty scary, because they're rerolling ones, and that's pretty much it. Now, the only thing I'm going to say is that is pure Serpent Horde. There are other lists out there that work really well with Harashins and stuff like that, and lots of Watchers. Watchers are fantastic. A lot of people like using Blades of the Dead. A lot of people like using Angmar, and Return of King Legendary Legion is a popular one. So, not a bad shout to have the +2 courage on your Watchers up front. The downside to this force is if you're going against a shooty force, so the Rangers of Irithin or whatever, they're going to go down in droves unless you get there quick enough. We have got the Cav to apply the pressure if we need to, where they can go in front and push forward, but you're probably going to lose most of your Cav before they get in, and that'll give you a chance. But you will be shooting back. Okay. The other option for this, okay, is you do lose a fair bit of cavalry. I think most of this warband and the Haradrim Chieftain, but you can bring an ally in, which is the Shadow Lord from Mordor, okay? So if you get rid of this whole warband, I think you've got just enough points to bring him in and stick him on a Felbeast, so he can fly above all of these guys, given his 6-inch, basically blinding light aura. He spends a will point, and your opponent can't shoot you unless they roll a natural 6 to hit, which is extremely good because you're going to be firing back. That's the other way of running this. But 650 points. If you've got the models, go for it, because I think this will cost you 2 boxes. The most expensive part is this centre bit, where it's going to cost you. I think you get 3 of these to a box, but hey ho, I spent a lot of money on Middle Earth when it first came out. And obviously the Betrayer comes in a pack of all the Wraiths, but I collected all the Wraiths, so I don't mind. I run them in the Legendary Legion, the 9, and I can tell them apart that way, on who's used their Screech ability, who's used what will. It's a lot easier than using the unnamed Ring Wraiths. I still play them as unnamed, but I run them as the models, okay? It just makes my life easier. It's just one example. One more thing I want to say before I end the video is obviously at higher points levels, you can fill in so much more. So you can start doing things like bringing in Merchant Guard. So try out Merchant Guard, they're fantastic. The only reason they weren't in this list is because they didn't bring the volume of attacks. They've only got 1 attack each, but they are burly. Okay. Obviously, in this list, you've got the 6-inch banner. That's what his main job is. He's a hero of legend as well, so he passes the stand fast for free first turn. He's got 12-inch stand fast to help out with the low courage of the guys behind the Watchers. The Watchers are alright. It's just their defense that I'm worried about. But you can shield them. If you want to march up and be super clever, you can put your spear support in front of them. Or, like I said, if you're going against Shooty Army, I would heroic march your cavalry right into their face and heroic march across the board as quickly as you can. That is the tactic while shooting. The Betrayer can sit with your archers for as long as possible, applying his buff. That's his main thing. If he's on a horse, if you've got spare points, what you can do is get rid of one of these guys. Sure. Give a couple of them a bow to make up for the points and stick him on a horse. In which case, the advantages of that, which I found out when I played these at the tournament, but it didn't matter because I didn't worry too much, is at that point, he can then realise these guys are about to close into combat. I'm not going to have much line of sight here. They should be alright on their own. I can then gallop my way across, stand behind my lord over here, and then now, if he stands about here, his aura can hit most of the line. Which, I mean, yeah, slightly more to the right, but they've all got poison weapons, so that's 3 attacks at fight 4, re-rolling failed wounds. And he's also there in case you get big bad, well, big good guy, Aragorn right here. I'm going to sat wheel 1 turn, transfix you, or I'll go for the lucky transfix. Why not? And once he's transfixed, you can then start trying to get this guy through your line to charge him, or you can transfix him and mob up on him with a lot of attacks. If he wins the fight, he wins the fight, but hey ho.